In this module, I'm going to walk you through my self-pleasure practice. Every step of the practice itself, how you can utilize it in different ways, and you have a downloadable available to you to print out and have with you for whenever you decide to engage with this practice. I personally recommend committing to this weekly. I do it every week, and the amount of positive change it's created in my own life is pretty substantial. It allows me to stay connected to myself, my body, my heart, and my pleasure. It allows me to ask for the things that I want and feel like it's okay to have desires and to have needs. Also helps me to love my body for wherever it's at. Whether I've gained a couple pounds or if I am recovering from an injury, it helps me to connect in with where I'm at week by week and how I can start to show myself more love. And that is exactly what this is here to do for you. Now, yes, there is a piece of this practice that's going to invite you to grab a toy and self-pleasure or masturbate. That is a part of the process, and as I explained in my last module, the internal type of vaginal massage and masturbation is so healing. It is so underrated, and I don't think talked about often enough. It really helps us to open, trust, surrender, and again, to build a beautiful relationship with our own body. And in turn, makes us more confident in the bedroom with our partner or partners. It helps us to communicate our desires, helps us to get clear on our desires. If we don't know how we like to be touched, how can we ask a partner to touch us in those ways? Or how can we expect them to just know that this is how we like to be pleasured? So through this process, I want you to get curious on how you can really slow down and savor the time that you've dedicated to spend with yourself. Although this is a self-pleasure practice, and yes, you are going to masturbate, that is not the point of the practice itself, nor is orgasm. The point is to be with your body and to love yourself. So I admit that sometimes I will step into this practice and not be in a very aroused state, and I need a little bit more tender love, touch, a bath, sometimes just relaxing for 45 minutes to an hour and giving myself full permission to do nothing but love up on my body is exactly what I need. And it is so nourishing and pleasurable to be in that space. So as I walk you through all of these steps, I do invite you to really integrate this into your life. And again, week by week, just listen to what you need. And it's going to shift as we all do because, hey, we're human. And all of these steps, I really want you to not treat like a to-do list. You don't need to check off every box. You don't need to do everything in this self-pleasure practice for it to be a successful practice. These are all just suggestions and things that will help you to get more clear on the things you do really like. Because some things might be just like, I could care less, or sure, it could be there or not. And other things are going to be like, yes, this is like a total turn on for me. It helps me get relaxed in my space. So again, lots of suggestions. And just remember, take what you like, leave what you don't, and focus on being with yourself, being present, loving your body. And again, the goal isn't orgasm, but it sure is fun to practice internal orgasms, G-spot, cervical, getting to know your anatomy better, your clitoris, everything, because again, it just enhances the quality of your own life, but also your relationships, your sex life, and it's just fun, honestly. It's such a fun practice, and I look forward to every week when I get to take that time for me to just relax and do whatever feels good to get into my body and really in touch with how I'm doing on a week-by-week basis. It bleeds into every other area of life, and I'm so excited for you to give this self-pleasure practice a try because I think you're really gonna like it. Now, before I dive into the self-pleasure practice and all of the little different parts and pieces, I'm gonna just show it to you. It is available in the download section. However, I'm going to pop it up here on the screen and then we'll go into each individual part, and then you can take it home, print it, and have it with you whenever you'd like to use it. Here is the self-pleasure practice. Great, let's dive in. Let this be a fun experience. Get playful, get creative. If you are a mom, give yourself time to step away from your kids. Give yourself permission to have you time, because as I said, it really will pour out and into all other aspects of life. When you have a full cup, an overflowing cup, you really are able to give more freely and without any kind of resentment or need for anything in return. And that's what this practice is about. It's about filling your own cup. So as we walk through each part, again, take what you like, leave what you don't, but I invite you to try it on at least once, because you never know, you might actually really like something that you would never have thought to try. So make it really fun and make it special just for you. The first portion of this self-pleasure practice is about the setup, setting your space for success. Now, I always love tapping into my sensuality before my sexuality, and they are different. And sensuality is your 5 senses, right? What you can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. All of those senses play into your presence and your arousal. So when we can set our space in all of those areas, it really helps to set us up for success and to drop in and really enjoy the masturbation or self-pleasuring portion of the practice itself. And it lets you get out of your head, right? If we have a pile of laundry on the floor when we go to do this practice, instead of being present with our body, we're probably going to be like, I need to put that laundry away. No, just ignore it. Just do your practice and then you'll put it away, and then you have this internal battle, and then you start your practice and 15 minutes in, you're like, it's driving me crazy. You get up, you stop what you're doing, and you start to put the laundry away, right? We've all been there. So set yourself up prior to make sure that those little things are done and that you're in a really clean, supportive space for this practice itself. And it doesn't mean you need to clean the whole house or have everything perfect, but just set aside a space that's gonna be constructive for really being in the practice, present, and giving yourself the full time that you have allotted to be with yourself, shower yourself with love, presence, and touch. So let's start with sight. Sight is all about what we see, right? So like I just said, if there's laundry to be done in the room, let's put it away. Let's make sure the bed's neat if that's what you'd like, or there is good lighting, you dim the lights, you can light candles, you can do any kind of visual adjustments to really make the space that you're in feel nice and cozy and welcoming, allowing you to fully surrender into the moment and into the experience while visually really liking the place in which you're at. So start there. Also, another fun thing to do for sight is put on some lingerie. How do you feel when you are in lingerie? And when you see yourself in the mirror in lingerie, how much more embodied and sensual and sexy do you feel? And if, strappy lingerie isn't your thing, but you feel really sexy in a certain outfit, put that outfit on, or a sleep shirt, or whatever you feel really yourself in. Put that on and feel and embody that sensual side of yourself that exists within all of us. So there are a few ideas for sight. Let's move on to the next of the 5 senses. Up next is taste. This one's a really fun one. You can get really creative and playful with this. And if you're a food connoisseur, if you love food, if you love chocolate, little desserts, nuts, berries, you can bring a little plate, a little board of yummy treats into the bedroom with you or into the space you've set up, so that as you're taking this time with yourself, you can just slowly place a berry in your mouth and savor it and just slow down and really get into amplifying that sense of taste. So you can bring in things of that nature like food, or just make sure you have a tall glass of water, even maybe a cup of tea, anything that just feels super nourishing. Play with this one. You're gonna love it. It really is one of my favorite of the 5 senses to bring in when setting up for the self-pleasure practice itself. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, smell. Smell is a big one. Smell can put you immediately into your head and take you out of your body. It can be an instant turnoff, and so when you're setting up the space, also bring in some really nice smells. So like I said, light some candles, burn some incense. You can diffuse essential oils, spray with your favorite room spray, cologne, or perfume. Anything that just smells yummy. Make sure to add some of this aspect into your setup. My favorite is sage and Palo Santo. I love to go through the room with either sage or Palo Santo to help set the space, bring in my intention, clear out any old energy, and also it helps to bring it into a ritual, helps it to be sacred, and brings in more presence and intention. So give it a try, and let's move on to the next sense, touch. This is where it gets fun. Grab your favorite massage oil, your favorite lubes, your favorite sex toys. It's always really fun to bring in different fabrics. So if you have like a silk robe or satin, velvet, a nice fur, oh my gosh, anything that feels super good to touch, you can use to run over your skin, your body, if you have light feathers, just anything that will bring your senses alive through touch. And again, back to the lingerie, if you have a set that just feels like butter on your skin, put that on and get really into the touch aspect by, again, bringing in your favorite toys, loops, and anything that you can physically touch with your hands while you are in this self-pleasure practice. And finally, we have sound. This one is so much fun. Put on your favorite music. It's as simple as that. I have self-pleasure playlists that I've curated for whatever mood I'm in to just put on and be grooving to my favorite songs in any genre. I also love doing instrumental music, so you could put on instrumental jazz, piano, guitar, anything that you love. Sometimes I'll do like spa music and it will be just very calming, relaxing. What I will say is that you get to move your hips. So I invite you to put on music that you can start to dance to in a very sensual way. We hold so much tension in our hips and we need to move them. So in this last portion of the setup, once you get the music on, the room is set, everything is clean, it smells great, you've got a nice set of lingerie on, or you're nude, whatever feels good to you, you put on that playlist and you begin to close your eyes and move your body. If all you did was move your hips in a circle, it's perfect. What we're trying to do is open up the lower part of our body to be more receptive and open. So begin to move your hips, and it's pretty easy to do when you have your favorite playlist on. Let's now move on to the next portion of the self-pleasure practice. This portion of your practice is all about intentionality and really being present with yourself and your body and what your needs are in each moment. So if one week you show up to this portion and you are feeling aroused, excited, and ready to masturbate and play with yourself in new and exciting ways, amazing, enjoy that. And again, don't make orgasm the goal, make pleasure the goal, whatever feels good. And if you orgasm, wonderful, cherry on top. And if you don't, that's not the point. The point is to enjoy the process. So if you are enjoying yourself and you've hit a point where you're like, I feel good, like I don't need to orgasm, perfect. You can step away from the practice feeling nourished and with your cup full. Also, if you come to the practice one week and you've set the space, you've turned on the music, you've cleaned, you've really set up yourself and your space for being present and with yourself, then let that be enough. If you're feeling anger or sadness or any kind of emotion, be with that emotion. Sometimes you might just want to lay in your bed and hold yourself. Sometimes you might just want to take a bath and get out and massage your body with some oil, sending yourself love, and let that be your practice. Whatever feels good to you. And that is why I start the self-pleasure portion of this practice with intentionality. So you're going to grab out your journal and you're going to journal for 5 or 10 minutes and set an intention. Get clear with where you're at that day and what you need the most love and support with. If you need to take it slow and just be with your body or take a bath, make that your intention to just slow down, relax, and have a moment to take a breath. If your intention is to experience deeper levels of orgasm and pleasure, let that be your intention. So take a moment, once your space is set, to sit down, be really clear about what you're wanting to create with this time you've set aside for yourself, and go from there. Once you've set your intention, set your journal aside and go stand in front of a mirror. Be sure to bring your massage oil or favorite lotion with you. Stand in front of the mirror, sit in front of the mirror, but look at yourself, your body, and send it love. Make eye contact with yourself. Start to massage every part of your body, not just your genitalia, but your feet, your calves, your legs, your hips, your belly, your breasts, your arms, everywhere. Send it love. Say thank you, feet, for holding me up and for helping me walk through each day. Thank you, legs, for being so strong and sturdy and helping to keep me steady in my life. Thank you, belly, for the nourishment that you bring. Move through your body and really connect with the reasons why you're grateful for it. Even if there is a little bit of body shame or body dysmorphia or, all of the things that we struggle with as women in this society we live in, and with all of the pressure that we have to look a certain way, this is your invitation to actually set that aside and do something radical. Love your body. Love it because it loves you, and it is constantly working so hard to be as best as it can for you. So send some of that love back. So you're gonna start giving yourself a full body massage and really take as much time as you need here. Being present with yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror, loving up on your body. When that feels complete, you're going to transition into the masturbation portion where you will grab one of your favorite toys and you will then either insert it or you can use a vibrator, whatever you want to explore, and you'll self-pleasure from there using your favorite lubes and any other toys you want to bring into this portion of the practice. Now, if emotion comes up during this process, as it might, it can be a little tender to actually be present with our body, especially if we haven't for a long time. Some tears might come up, some sadness, some remorse, grief, all kinds of things can come up when we are truly being present and in our body. If emotions come up, please allow them. Don't try to push them down, because when we push them down, they live inside our body. Like I mentioned in the previous module all about the cervix, emotions get stored in our womb and in our vaginal canal and your cervix, and we hold on to things so tightly, and that then prevents us from experiencing the pleasure and joy that's available in every moment. So that's part of why we're doing this practice, is to unearth and bring up anything that wants to move and be healed. And when we're moving our hips right to the music, and when we're massaging our body and we're making eye contact with ourselves, stuff is going to start shifting and moving. And so as emotion comes up, cry if you need to cry, punch a pillow if you're angry, scream in a pillow, dance in a very angry way, stomp your feet and shake your hips, and whatever you need to do to get that out of your body. It really doesn't need to live there anymore. And as you begin to use an insertion toy to massage the internal canal, like I've suggested, If you hit a point that's numb, be a little bit present and slow down there. Really see if there's something that wants to move and shift. If it's painful, take note. If it's sharp pain or really doesn't feel good, back off. Be really gentle with yourself. But if it's painful emotionally, if you touch a spot and you can feel your heart ache a little bit, go there. Go a little bit deeper and start to be with yourself in ways that you never have before. Because like I said, when we can shift through anything that's stuck there, once that moves out of the way, it's wide open for pleasure. It's wide open for the types of experiences that you have been craving, for those deeper orgasms, and for better sex with yourself and your partner. Now that you're complete, just take a moment to be in the stillness. Be with yourself. There's no need to rush back to the kids, back to work, back to whatever you have going on in your life. Really slow down. Be with the experience you had, any emotions that came up, any joy that came up, any laughter, any pleasure, any orgasms. Really celebrate yourself for taking this time for you that you deserve, and recognize that by you doing this, you are filling your cup and you're going to be such a better parent, daughter, lover, and whatever you are to the people in your life. You are going to show up as a more authentic, vulnerable, open-hearted version of who you are, which is really the authentic you. So celebrate yourself. I invite you to put your hand on your heart and tell yourself that you love you and that you deserve pleasure. Pleasure is your birthright. Thank yourself for showing up. And that's it. That is the self-pleasure practice. You can close out by journaling anything about your experience to wrap up, and then move on with the rest of your day. You have the downloadable version, so print it out, bring it with you in the bedroom when you decide to give this a try, and if you can, commit to it weekly. Commit to 45 to 60 minutes to just be with yourself and love your body, however that feels good to you. It's going to shift so much, I promise. Thank you for being here with me in this module all about the self-pleasure practice. I'll see you in the next and final module.